Hi, welcome to another episode of my brewery series. Today we will be going through the Mash Tun. So how did we come from the rough looking thing to this cool steampunk thingy? I used to have a separate channel for my brewery and with its own logo and everything. Today they are all covered in my workshop. But today let's go back in history to start it with my old logo. So what is this Pirun Panimo name there? In Finnish you can say that something is extremely good by saying it's Pirun hyvä, which translates to it's devil's good. So we wanted to have the brewery name the Devil's Brewery because it makes devilish good beer. So that's the reason for this weird devil looking creature in the logo. But I don't use this channel anymore, so everything related to brewery is also here in my workshop channel. Let's get going. So we started as with the boiler here in the picture with this military surplus parts. The first thing was to make a hole in the bottom, and that was a little bit tricky because there's two layers and you needed to put the hole as close to the bottom as possible but not too close so you can still attach parts there. So we managed to make the valves and holes there and started brewing immediately, and yeah, it worked already with that, just with this one hole and the valve there. Pretty quickly we added more parts to it, temperature meters and such, but we kept brewing all the time. And here I had this silicone seal there, I had a temperature meter that could be moved from the mash tun to the boiler and back, so we could follow the temperature. And every step we brew a beer, then we did a little bit updates, found the mistakes, flaws in the system, and just kept updating it. And here we are brewing Sahti, which is like the original version of beer in Finland, uses this juniper branches. This is the example of one of the steps where we were trying it. I wanted to add this handle there, but as you see there's no space for it. So I had to add a little bit more walls to the sides, and yeah, we moved forwards again. Here I already added some paint to it, so the mash tun and the boiler both started to look a little bit cooler compared to the original. And I added these logos and panels here and to the brewery's machine itself. And all these were made with the laser engraving machine, and I will have a separate video of how they were made. But man, it was cool, like you can do with these lasers so many things and just design them, engrave, paint, and they look really, really nice. And when you make them from MDF like I did, you can bend them. I made them very, very wet, and then I bent them and let them dry in the shape. So you see here it stays in this shape, so it was perfect. And now that we have seen the outside, let's go inside the machine or the mash tun. Here you can see there's a lot of stuff going on inside, and this is also like step-by-step process. First thing there is this tiny, smaller filter, and you can get them pretty cheaply from Amazon or whatever brewery shops. On top of that I made this stainless steel cover with these cracks, so the idea was that the liquids are running through these cracks and it protects the smaller filter inside there. The problem was that the liquids were not running enough, so I had it at more cracks and even more cracks, so every time I updated it to make it better working. I also worked on the lid, so I added holes on the bottom and on the top, and yeah, this will be shown later why I did these holes, but I already showed the handle. So now here it is, there's 3 holes on the bottom for some weird reason and 1 on the top. And here it starts to look already pretty nice. I have the handle and everything working, but I wanted to have a mixer, and this is the original idea. I had this, you could mix the malts, but that really didn't work at all. It broke immediately, so I started to design new from stainless steel. So here is like 2 propeller and kind of fork thing there on top. This starts to sorry, hint why I made the 3 holes in the lid. So this fork thing comes up above the malts and the blades stay inside there, so it mixes it. And here in this picture you see from the tip of the lid something poking out, and that's the thing. But it still didn't work. The propeller mixer was pressing on this metal part, I think I made, and it was squeezing down. So I had to, it broke down in the middle of brewing a few times, so I had to design this new part. And this circular thing was made just from a stainless steel pot. I cut it up and open and made this hole to it, and this shape prevents it from squeezing down. And I bought this filter thing from a brewery shop that fits on top of it. With this structure, it's very sturdy. Any weight on top of it won't break it. But one problem is that, as you see, the ring in the bottom it's still moving. So I need to come up with some kind of blockers on the sides that it won't move. It will stay sturdy there. Another problem is that the mixer goes inside through this hole, and I need to add something there to not scrape the filter. So I think I need to weld or something, attach it somehow to this filter, so it will be also more sturdy. So still a little bit more fixes needed, but it works already. As you see, the blades were turning. And then on top of it I had this copper ring. The copper ring has small holes in the inner side, and attached to this silicone hose, and this actually fits there really nicely. I really just cut the pipe and made it into a round shape, and it just fit there perfectly. And I haven't had to do anything to it. It works pretty nice. Only thing I think, and people could comment, is it the height? Should I have it so I can get it closer to the molds? And here you see the 3 holes in the action. They fit to this fork, click in, and now with this handle you can just turn the lid and it mixes the malts. I'm pretty happy with this, and I have never seen anyone else doing anything like this, so it was my own idea and it works. You can mix it during the brewing. But now we have gone through the outside and inside, but what about between these walls? The thing with the brewery is that the heating was done totally on the boiler, and this made the temperature go up and down, so I wanted to add some kind of heating also to the Mash Tun. An original idea was this heating strips. My idea was that because the liquids are already hot from the boiler, I just need a little bit help in the Mash Tun. So I thought that okay, I add these strips and cover them with this foil tape, and that's that. But they were way too weak. There was nothing really happening during the brewing. So I again went to another version. So I got this 3D printer heating mats that are 600 watts. I got 2 of them, attached them on both sides, and I got these controllers for both. I 3D designed and printed this plastic stands for them, and as you see they are not perfect, they're still placed there with the tape. So this is another step that I still need to do, 3D print the better stands for them, but they are already there and they work. So here you see we are brewing, we have the controllers, we have the heating there, and you can adjust the temperature really nicely inside the Mash Tun now. You don't need the boiler at all in this phase, basically. So here is how we are at the moment. Controls there. But how did we come from the design to this cool steampunk look? That will be all covered in the future videos. I will cover the whole outside. I will cover this crazy counterflow beer chiller with this like crazy build with lights, and it even creates its own lights with the water flow. There's generators inside there, and how I made this steampunk look for it. I made this stand that looks like, I don't know what that looks like, some weird parts anyway. and how I painted all the parts to look like old. This like yellow and red plastic that I made look old copper, and I added like here is like patina that it really looks old. That will be covered. I also made a stir plate, and that also has several versions. The latest one is in this copper pipe, and it's a computer fan system, and you see it here it is in action, making me a yeast starter. I will cover what is inside. It's pretty much a mess, but yeah, all the cabling and electronics. I will cover some brewing successes and mistakes. Maybe I will show you my bottle washing technique. As I mentioned, I will show these panels, how they were made in detail. I have a pump system so the liquids can run all around, so that pump thing will be shown. And this is the bottling machine I made. And yeah, I think it's kind of a Voltec approved machine. Crazy for sure. So stay tuned and subscribe, like, everything. It really helps. This channel is new. I will not only cover the brewery stuff, but also all the other projects from my old car. Actually today maybe I'm going to check another old car, so that will be another project, and all from boat building to fake fireplaces and all the crazy projects. So stay tuned, and let's see what is in the next video. Do I continue the brewery, or do I go to my car 3D printed dashboard or something else? Or maybe something else next time. But thank you for viewing all this crazy madness. I hope you liked it, and let's exit with my workshop logo, and I really hope you liked it, and come back to see the next episode. Bye bye.